Hello, and welcome to my three-part video series about financial psychology for your own life. This is for ACE 242 for Women, Money, and Power. So this first video is going to be about money scripts and money stories and what they are. So money scripts, or sometimes you might hear money stories, refers to essentially your kind of attitude or your relationship to money, and specifically your psychology, your psychological emotional relationship with money and how you think of it. So there's four main different kinds, and they were developed by a man named Brad Klontz. He's got a lot of accolades and certifications. So he is an associate professor at Creighton University in Nebraska in the College of Business, and he does have a PhD in psychology, and he also has a master's in business. So he's also like an award-winning author. He's written a lot of books about finances, and his main niche is kind of financial psychology. So he after a lot of research, has developed four main different types of money scripts. So there is money avoidance, there's money worship, there's money vigilance, and there's money status. So money avoidance is fairly self-explanatory, but the idea is that money is, and by the way, these are generally considered like a little bit more unconscious types of thinking. Again, we're all a little bit different, but that money is bad, that being rich is bad because wealthy people, are bad, they're morally corrupt, their money was accumulated in unethical, exploitative ways, which is sometimes true, so we'll get there, but essentially that money is bad, right? And then money worship is kind of the opposite. So that's when we pedestalize money and have this idea that it's going to solve all of our problems, right? And that, if you just had more money, like, everything would be perfect, right? And then there's money status, which is relatively similar. So there is also a degree of pedestalizing money in this money script, but typically you see there being a lot more, you tie how much money you have with your self-worth, right, and your identity, and there's generally more external displays of wealth, so like flashy cars, high fashion brands, whatever it might be, you tend to see that more with money status. And then the last one is money vigilance. So that, again, fairly self-explanatory. You generally are very, very vigilant with your money, and it also means that you are usually very anxious. You generally feel like you do not have enough, that there will never be enough, or you are afraid of losing it all, of not having enough, etc., ad nauseum. And this last one, money vigilance, is actually, unlike the other three, typically is a predictor of positive financial health, unlike the other three, which there's varying degrees of what it might predict about your finances. But money vigilance generally is a predictor of good financial health. However, it's a predictor of very negative mental health and psychological well-being. So essentially, if you are money vigilant, you are more likely to have good finances, and you are also more likely to not be able to enjoy them, and maybe you feel like you don't have good finances, or that you need more, or you're not spending any of that money at all for so the other three have varying predictions of financial well-being, but money vigilance does actually predict positive financial health. Again, it's a likelihood predictor. Yeah, so those are our four money scripts.